bass release. Scroll down and see if we're live.
All the way down, or
What's it say?
It's live on there.
Okay. Do a refresh, maybe.
There you got green.
Scroll down. There we are, right there. So you'll be able to see the comments and stuff
Okay.
now?
leave it like this.
Yeah, because I think I don't know where the comments will show up, but
Okay.
all right. Ready?
Yep.
So it's going to be the intro and stuff
Okay.
first. Okay. So clock's not working.
When you push F2, it's live. You push F2 live, F1.
Yeah, I know.
Push F1 to live broadcast.
Slick in the house. Nice.
Oh, I know what happened. I gotta change this over.
You're live, you jumped up.
No, not.
Now I'm watching it on mine.
Oh yeah.
Just little technical difficulties. It's
Oh,
all under
yeah.
control. It's all under control.
And then turn the sound up.
Who? What's going on? Hey guys, welcome to Bass Release. Wanted to say sorry about the little difficulty we had in a minute ago. Well, actually it was my screw up, so anyways. So welcome to episode number 2, and today we have a special guest. We have Brad Paradis. Paradis. I wanted to say sorry about that, because I've always been calling him Brad Paradis, and it's now Dice, so. Anyways, welcome to the show, Brad.
Nice to be here.
Yeah.
Paradise rules, yeah!
And that's Will Clute in the background right there. He's supposed to be controlling everything, but I don't think he's going to do a very good job. So anyways, like I said, welcome to the show. You want to give some of the people that are watching a little background about you?
Yeah, sure. I tournament bass fish with Northern New York Bassmasters and New York State BASS. Did a little jump into the Costa last year. Plan on doing the FLW Costa Series this year, the entire trail, along with a few other probably trails. Be jumping around a little bit here and there. Loved a smallmouth fish in the St. Lawrence River, and
yeah, we got some pictures of some of the nice smallmouth
sure
you got.
Sure, we'll get to that too.
Oh yeah, we will. You know, for sure. Yeah. So, and you're also a school teacher.
Yeah, I teach 5th grade math and science at Morristown Central School, and just love what I do. Gives me a chance to work with kids, and I love math and science, so it's perfect.
Yeah. And
It's-
how long you been there now?
This is my 13th year at
wow.
Morristown. So
Wow.
13 years there, a couple years at Ogdensburg, so it's
Yep.
been a little while.
Yep.
It's been good stuff.
And you got 2 daughters.
I do, 2 daughters.
And they fish?
Yep, they both love to fish, and a great wife who lets me go fish when I want. So you can't beat that.
No,
You can't beat that.
no, you can't beat that. That's for sure. Yeah, and you do a lot of fishing team events with your father, right?
Yep, fish a lot with my dad when I get a chance. If there's any type of team event that comes up, it's just a great chance to fish with him. I mean, who wouldn't want to be able to fish and spend the day in the water with their father? So it's a great thing for me. I love it, and he's pretty good too. So.
Yeah. I mean, now's the time to take the chance of it because I mean, my father's 71 years old, you know, and probably the last 4 or 5 years he can. It's too hard for him to sit in the boat, so he can't get in the boat with me anymore. So I kind of miss those days. But we did a lot of fishing together. So.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure. That's one thing you need to do is get out there with your parents and your own
Your own kids too.
yeah, and the kids
Yep.
and the wife or husband or whatever it is. So anyways, I just wanted to mention that we have some pretty big giveaways today. We have a pair of Zico shoes. These are my shoes. Zico didn't send me the new pair yet, but the winner will be getting. I have to get their information. We're going to send it to Zico. And Zico will be sending you a pair of shoes. We got some baits by Gadjo. Brad, you've got some stuff from Liquid Mayhem.
Yeah, I've got a nice little package. I've posted a couple pictures around.
We'll have that
various
picture
places.
up here in a little bit.
Yep, with a couple things from Liquid Mayhem and Gadjo Baits and a couple other places too.
Yep. Okay, good. And I've got some baits here from Bassanova Baits, and I'm going to be talking about them a little bit. They sent me in some things, so we're going to take a couple of minutes to talk about Bassanova Baits, and we're going to give those away too. So, anyways, in order to, we kind of discussed this before the show, I guess. In order to win any of these packages, you must comment on the live feed video, right?
Yes.
And also like and share it.
Yeah, and what I'll do is tomorrow I'll go through and because it's kind of difficult to do it while we're live, but tomorrow I'll go through and see who was on, see what was said, and basically I'll probably pull a bunch of names together from the people that were on, and maybe let my kids pick out who gets the package just randomly. So
Good.
that'll be the plan.
Yep. So don't forget that you have to at least comment or call in, because we're going to have call-ins in a little bit too. So if you got any questions for Brad, for myself, or actually, like I said, Will Klutz sitting in the background. So if you got any questions for Will about Gadjo Baits, we're going to take phone calls and you can call in. But that's how you're going to be able to win any of these packages. So you have to at least comment on the live feed, not after the video, but on the live feed, because we want to make sure people are watching the video. So you have to comment while it's live, and you have to like and share it. So stay tuned. We're gonna get to that in a little while. Another thing I wanted to do, and I wanted to talk to Brad about, what's your favorite style of fishing?
Well, that's a tough question.
Because I'll tell you, I fished against Brad a little bit here and there, and I've seen Brad out in the water, and I see you doing a lot of drop shotting, especially on the St. Lawrence.
I mean, drop shotting is definitely probably my favorite way of fishing. I mean, I absolutely love drop shotting smallies in deep water. When it comes to drop shotting, I mean, it's just so exciting catching a big, huge 4 to 6 pound smallie from 30 feet on light pound, 6 pound tests, and light action rods, and it's just a blast. It can be obviously a little heartbreaking sometimes, especially during a tournament, but it's definitely great. But on the flip side of that, I mean, I mean, it's hard to pull me away from a shallow water largemouth bite too. I mean, I love fishing shallow water docks for largemouth, and even in the weeds. I mean, I love doing that too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to totally say one way or the other on that. But I mean, if I had to choose, I guess I'd say drop shotting deep water is definitely my favorite.
Yeah. Now, if you lived in Florida and you were by Okeechobee, probably be largies, right?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah.
I would say so.
Yeah, but I mean, being up here with our smallmouth up here being so big, anyways.
Yeah.
And we have a picture of one of your bass that you caught. It'll probably be rotating through here pretty second. And that weighed 7 what?
7 pounds 8 ounces.
7
it
pounds
was
8 ounces for a smallmouth.
Yeah, it was.
That's a nice smallmouth.
Yeah, it was amazing fish. Funny story that day was that our boat had actually, at the time I was having issues with it. I took our secondary boat and we drove all the way up to a couple of our spots, and we were there fishing for a while. And when I got that fish, I didn't really think it was really that big. My father, it was a team trail event at our club championship, and my father asked me if he needed to get the net, and I told him no because it wasn't that big.
Yeah.
And then I realized the fish had actually looped underneath the boat and was jumping on the other side of the boat. And when he came up on the other side is when I realized how big it was, and I told him, change of plans.
Yeah.
We're gonna need the net. I knew when it came up that it was the biggest smallie that I had ever seen before, that I had on. So it was pretty great, and took a couple of swings at the net at it to get it in the boat that day, if I remember correctly. And boy, I was really hoping it was going to get in. I just wanted to get it weighed, and it was just nice to catch a fish that big on a tournament day too.
Yeah.
So,
now, was that on the St. Lawrence or was that Lake Ontario?
no, it was St. Lawrence River.
St. Lawrence River.
Yep.
Oh wow.
Yep, St. Lawrence River.
Wow.
It was a river fish, way in, more in between like Ogdensburg to Morristown area.
Oh wow.
So
yeah, that's a nice bass for like in the
that
river
far
itself.
in, yeah.
You know, when especially like most of your smallies on the lake are between 6 or 5 to 7 pounds, and so that one had a little home up here in the river.
Yes, it was a river fish, and it still is because it swam away that day nice and happy. So she's still out there.
Yeah,
I'd like to get her again.
Actually, there's the picture right there.
Yep,
Oh, it just went by us. Yeah, it just went by us. Yeah. So, and I like that one right there. Like I see you do some walleye fishing and stuff too.
Yeah, I mean, I don't specifically target them, but I mean, anyone who fishes deep water in the St. Lawrence River knows that you just run into them by accident a lot from time to time when you are smallmouth fishing. So.
Yeah.
So every now and then we run into a few during the year. So it's always fun to catch a little multi-species thing. Maybe not as fun during tournament day, but on most days it is fun to catch something a little different sometimes.
Yeah.
So
now, also when the elites come up for Waddington, you also help one of the elites out, right? Correct?
Yeah, over the last couple of years, a few of them have gotten a hold of me, and back in, was it 2013 when they first came up? I can't remember the first year when they first came here.
They missed last year. They were the year before, so yeah, probably 13.
Yeah, around there. Whenever that first year was, they came up, and Chad Pipkins and I became friends a little bit through meeting up through sponsors that we have in common, and him and I have spent some time on the water when he was up here prepping and everything, and he had a great tournament the last time, and he's a great guy, knows how to catch smallmouth, and it was fun going out with him for the day and kind of looking around and just kind of looking at the river just differently too, because he fishes. He doesn't fish the same way as me, and it's always good just going out on the boat with somebody else and just learning something different.
So you must have learned a lot of good from him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I mean, just for the little bit of time that we were on the water, and then we've kept in touch along the way, and I guess there's a couple other opportunities and stuff maybe this summer with the guys coming up to get out and about with a few of them. So
are you going to be out with them when they come up this summer?
I'm sure I'll be out with at least a few of the guys looking around and stuff. So it should be interesting. So.
That'll be good.
Yeah.
We got up here in June or July. I've got some elites coming in. Jamie Hartman.
Yep, Jamie. Yep.
Which is pretty well known around here.
Amazing! What a job he
what a
just
job
did
he did last week, or Cherokee Lake,
Cherokee.
second place. You know,
it's awesome.
And I watched it all every day. And
me too.
top 3 guys, rookies. Isn't that something?
It's amazing. Tons of rookies. It was just awesome to see Jamie do so well. I mean, we all are living vicariously through him, I think, a little bit on the Elite Series.
Yeah. And he's a New Yorker.
He is. Yeah, New York State bass guy, and I've competed against him in a few tournaments, and he's a heck of an angler.
Yeah.
Heck of an angler.
He's always done good on Oneida and Champlain.
He is. He's killer on Oneida.
When they come up this year, I think he's going to do pretty good on Champlain.
Yeah,
hopefully.
I'm sure he will. I'm sure he will.
So we'll see. Yeah. Will's giving a thumbs up back there. Yeah. Oh, excuse me. So, what other techniques? I mean.
Well, I mean, when it comes to smallmouth fishing, I mean, obviously, most people think I spend the majority of my time drop shotting, which I do spend a lot of time drop shotting.
Yeah.
But I mean, when it comes to smallie fishing, I mean, I would prefer to be more of a power fisherman. I mean, if I can throw a spinnerbait and a crankbait and a rattle trap, and even a jig in certain areas, I mean, I would prefer to do that over drop shotting because I like to move and keep active.
Yeah.
I mean, but we all know that a lot of times that's not an option on the body of water around here. So depending on what time of year and how the water levels are and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
So I mean, like I said, I prefer that, but I mean, I don't mind throwing a jig and for the smallies and swim baits and Senkos and
a combination of everything.
Yeah, anything.
Yeah,
anything.
Yeah. It was a little weird last year. They were so late off the beds last year, weren't they?
It was a very strange year.
I mean, it was like almost the beginning, or maybe first week of July, second week of July, and there were still tons of smallies on their beds.
Tons of them late last year
because,
again.
I fished the BFL and that when they had it in Waddington.
Yeah,
and I looked down and geez, there's a smallie on a bed right there.
It was the last couple years. The fish have been a little strange during the year.
Yeah.
I found like July has been a really tough month on the river. The fish seem to be like transitioning back and forth. They seem to be maybe even doing like a couple of waves of spawning.
Yeah.
And they've been tricky. They've been tricky in July. So it'll be interesting again when the elites come back up and for the Costa series in July again, because I mean the bite was tough last Costa series this past July again this past year for a lot of guys. So
and you are fishing the Costa this year?
Yeah, I'll be fishing the Costa series this year along with, like I said, a few other trails. I'll kind of be bouncing back between here and there doing some stuff. So pretty excited about that. I think the schedule is pretty interesting. I love Champlain, and then of course on the river, and then down to the Potomac where never been, but I'll figure it out.
Yeah. So what do you think about having the fish against that guy that's sitting back there?
I like that. I like that a lot.
There's going to be quite a few of us in that.
You don't want to go there, boys. You
No.
Top 10 finishes this year.
That's right.
There you go.
Stay away
Team
from
Gajo, right?
That's right. Yeah. Watch that, boys.
That's right.
Yep. So, I myself is also with Liquid Mayhem, so I just wanted to give them a good shout out here real quick. And I heard a little story through the grapevine that somebody might be doing a promo shoot with David Chong.
Yeah, it seems like it looks like I'm going to be doing a little bit of a taping maybe with Liquid Mayhem, and it looks pretty cool. I mean, anytime you get a chance to work with the companies that help you out, it's a great opportunity that you just got to kind of take advantage of. And I mean, I can't say enough about Liquid Mayhem and Gedjo Baits and Wright's Marine and Bayou Bug Jigs in particular. I mean, those guys have really taken care of me, and anytime anything's going on that these guys want to do, I mean, you just kind of jump at it, not for just the standpoint of being able to do these things, but just like they're all ran by great guys.
Yeah.
that take care of the people that work with them, and not to mention the products work.
Yep.
And I mean I love to use all of their products.
Yeah.
So I mean,
yeah. I love, you know what my favorite thing to do with the Liquid Mayhem, putting it in a tube.
It's a good thing.
I love it. It stays right in there, you know. It's, when you drag that,
the stuff lasts forever. I'm telling
my
you,
God, it does.
There's nothing like it on the market. I mean, you put a couple squirts of that stuff on, and you got 30, 40 cast in, and the stuff is still on. It's I mean, you smell your bait, you still smell it. I mean, any of that other product you spray it on there, it's just you know, the way it is with it being oil based, it just rinses right off. So it's definitely.
Hey, wait a minute! Is that the stuff you tricked me into telling me it was chapstick?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Is that why your lips were all red that day?
Yeah, I was wondering why the fish kept swimming up to me and kissing me.
And he stunk really bad.
Yeah.
My wife told me he threw me out of bed for a minute. That Brad.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, like I like to use it in a tube and when I Carolina rig too.
Yeah.
You know, throw it on a crawl and let her go on the bottom and.
Yeah, putting it right inside the tube itself. I mean, it just slowly kind of ekes its way out
now,
over the time.
You put it on a spinnerbait?
I do. Yeah.
You do.
I do. Yeah.
I haven't tried that.
Well, a lot of people. Well, that's the thing.
You think of that the action. You know, but.
Well, the thing when it comes, in my opinion, when it comes to any type of scent on baits, hard bait or soft bait, is, I mean, you have to understand that I'm not. I mean, in my opinion, I'm not putting it on there so that it's not like a shark, and like I'm waiting for a bass.
Yeah.
You know, chasing it down. Like, oh, what is that from a mile away that I smell? That's not what it's about. I'm looking for when a fish is when it grabs a hold of the bait. I want it to give me that extra time to get a good hook set on it.
Yeah.
And even with the hard baits, I mean, I don't want the fish to just try to kick it back out. So I mean, anything to make it taste and have that sense that it is real to them, I'm all for it. I mean, plus the Liquid Mayhem has the UV component to it too. So I mean, you're just putting it on there is letting the fish just see it better in general. So so it's a great product. Great product.
And you're also with Power Pole.
Yep, Power Pole, and as well as I'm an ambassador for Fishity and on with National Pro Staff and just actually partnered up with Swagger Tackle Company. So
I see that you posted that on your Facebook.
Yep. So
I also noticed that you got 100,000 views on National Pro Staff. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, it was. I was kind of surprised. I mean, there's definitely. It's a great opportunity on that website to just connect with other anglers, get stuff out for your own sponsors, get exposure for them.
I'm so happy they came out with the app.
Yeah, the app's great.
The app is great.
Yep,
so if you guys are looking to get the National Pro Staff app, you jump on Brad's Facebook page. He's got it on there, or mine, or just download it. I mean, it's you don't want to miss out on National Pro Staff. It's really good.
Yeah, great chance. I mean, I've already met a few guys that have actually given me some decent connections with some places, and they've worked out well. So just from being active and talking with other anglers, and it's just it's just like anything. There's lots of avenues out there, and you kind of pick the one that works best for you and use it. So I mean, that's just one other tool to connect to people and get things out.
Yeah. Now, is that how you got in with Liquid Mayhem and Bayou? Was through National Pro Staff? Or
well, I mean, some of it, yes. I mean, Bayou Bug, yes, through National Pro Staff.
Well, you were using their jigs before you
I was, and I was using their jigs, and I had spoken to the owner, Dan, previously prior to that. And so, I mean, some of them I have used National Pro Staff to go through, and then others I've done on my own on the side. So it just kind of depends, and sometimes it's a face-to-face meeting, and other times it's through that, and that's the way it is. But yeah, I mean, with Bayou Bug, it was outside of National Pro Staff, and then they put their stuff on it, so then it just kind of got connected in through.
And they're growing pretty big right now too.
Yeah, Dan does a great job with his jigs, and what's great about it is that I mean, he's one of those guys that just, I mean, he loves making them, and when he makes them, he's willing to do anything that you want to do, custom style them. He's willing to listen. I mean, he's constantly asking, like, do you want this shorter? Do you want this longer? How do you want this? What do you want the hook? What about this angle? What about that? I mean, he's always looking to tweak it the way that you want it to go, on top of all of his stock, product that's available. So cheap prices. I mean, he's not out there to, he's not out there to live off of it. He's trying to just get his baits out there to the most people that he can, so that they can fish affordably. And great guy. So
I'm glad that's working out for you.
Yep.
So,
yep.
One thing I wanted to ask you, well, I didn't want to ask you, but I wanted to talk to you about was one of your videos, and I kind of laughed when I saw it, because it's like, why is he running back on the? I didn't see the beginning of the video at first. I saw maybe half of the video.
Okay,
it's like,
yeah.
What is he running to the back of the boat for, real quick? So we're gonna put up the video.
Okay.
And I want you to kind of explain what happened
Okay.
here, okay? Because personally, myself, I think it was a really good video. So, like I said, so if you want to take over from here and just kind of explain what's going
Well,
on.
as you can see right there, I just set the hook on a fish and my line snapped immediately. And the funny story is that it happened earlier in the day, and it was in the middle of the tournament. So I quickly scanned over the pole and didn't really see anything that jumped out at me. So I just kind of retied and continued. And then we had moved back into this little pocket here, and I cast it out, and I saw a good fish swirl up. I was actually throwing a Gecko stick with some Liquid Mayhem on it, and the fish, like I said, broke me off immediately, and I immediately just went on the trolling motor and started looking for the line in the water, and I found the line, and grabbed it and kind of just, wrapped it up in my hand and just tried to set him. I mean, I could see that the line was still moving, so I knew he was on.
Yeah.
And then I just sat. I mean, there was a lot of line out. It broke way up at my guides. I found out later that one of my guides actually had one of the plastic pieces had fallen off, and it was just metal, and that's what was cutting it.
Yep.
And so there was a lot of line out there. So I had to pull him in by hand for a little while, and my dad got a good
This is the part where I
net.
think I started watching it, or just after this.
Yeah.
When you set the hook. Oh no, you already got
I
it.
just
But
got him. Yeah.
when you did set the hook, you're running backwards. It's like, what the heck's Brad doing?
Yeah, so I was pretty excited. I've pulled in a fish before with a broken string like that, but
Yeah.
I've never had my GoPro going. Half the time in the tournament, I forget to turn it on, or
I've done that a
batteries
lot of
ran
times,
out,
too.
and I'm fishing, so I'm more concerned about that than switching batteries over. And I just happened to, when we pulled into that bay, turn the GoPro on, so it was kind of cool to just catch that moment. It's just one of those little things that you just kind of always remember happening during a tournament and everything. So
Did that turn out to be
fun.
your biggest bass for the bag?
It was.
for
It
your
ended
bag?
up anchored our bag. I can't remember exactly. I think we were maybe third or fourth for the day or something like that. It was enough to put us up in the top and have a pretty good memory too.
Yeah,
so that's always a bonus. So.
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
So I just put up another video here with actually you out one day in November with Will.
Yep.
And using Gadjo baits, and that's out in St. Lawrence, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. St. Lawrence River. Yep.
So how many smallies do you think you caught that day?
Oh my god! Listen. I'm telling you, people, right now. This stuff right here.
Oh, hold on, wait a minute. We'll get a close up of that for you. Let me see here. I think it's this one. Nope. Oh,
See,
I can't remember which one it was.
All right,
Wait a minute.
Well, we'll get to it eventually. But I'm trying to show you the Gadjo bait spirit shad, and wow. It's one of those things where it's an incredible bait.
Hey, Will, what's it say for close up? F what?
12.
F12. That's why I didn't get it. There we go.
There we go. All right. Well, here they are, right there, people. Incredible bait. This spirit shad. I'm telling you right now, these smallmouth. I'll flip it the other way so people can just get a look at them too inside the bag. This bait is just killer out in the St. Lawrence. Just unbelievable. That day, I mean, I don't know. I mean, Will and I tried to count, but I mean, it got to the point where it was hard to keep track. I mean, we started reaching, numbers of epic proportion with how many smallmouth were coming in the boat on those baits, and just monsters too. I mean, it was an unbelievable day. I mean, we caught a lot of big fish that day, and they were just all over the spirit shad, which is, like I said, one of my go-to baits on the river. But the great thing about them is they're not just river baits. I mean, you can fish them in the lakes. I mean, last year I fished a few tournaments on a few bodies of water around here and did extremely well fishing them for largemouth as well. So they're not just a smallmouth bait. Yeah. And what's great about them is that you're talking about a bait that's got good durability. So I mean, you're not if you're fishing on a budget, they're gonna let you catch multiple fish without needing to replace them every time. But they're not they're not that hard plastic that that you get a hold of and you're just like, the fish aren't gonna think that this is real when they get it in their mouth. So it's got that soft feel, but it's still durable. Yeah. Catches a ton of fish. I mean, it does a great job of mimicking, bait fish and goby. So, I mean, that's going to be great in any of the Great Lakes and, the St. Lawrence River and all those bodies of water. Yeah. And, but man, I'll tell you, this last year we put a beat down on them with that spirit shad. And I mean, and the other baits too by Gadjo are great too. I mean, earlier in the year, Will and I went out and did a little shoot for largemouth with a swim bait, and you were there.
Yeah, I was on the back of my own boat.
Yeah.
Shooting the video.
Yeah.
But we had fun.
Yeah, we had a blast, and we caught a lot of largies.
We caught a lot of largies that way, didn't we?
Yeah, and I mean
that's when Will broke his rod.
It was when he broke his rod.
He snapped it in half.
I remember that.
Setting it.
Yeah, and Will and I had a couple doubles back there in the back of the bay that day. But I mean that was just cool because I mean that was another opportunity. I mean I throw swim baits a lot in open water and around weed beds and stuff, but never really kind of got into the thick stuff with them before. So it was the first time I had done anything like that with them, and I mean, we just killed them that day too. So.
Yeah, I remember they were just on that edge.
Yep, they were right on the edge of that.
Right on the edge of that. I remember that.
So yeah,
for being a first timer, he did pretty damn good there because he kicked your butt and my butt.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. But yeah,
just lucky location.
It happens. It's part of fishing.
Yep.
Could be worse. I could be giving away these baits at the FLW to my co-angler, not freaking get outweighed.
I'll tell you one funny thing about that video that's up there from the day is I can't remember. I'm pretty sure in this video, well, you can see right there's Will catching an absolute monster on his spirit shad. He was the king of the day at that point in time. He definitely had the beast coming in right there. But a funny story about that day when we were out there was. We had been messing around for a little bit. We were catching so many fish, and how, when you're not catching anything, you catch one, and it's like a big deal to get it in the boat. And then when on a day like that, you're catching so many, you start getting a little too confident when there's big fish coming in. And at one point in time, we had just gotten catching a couple of fives, and I set the hook on a pretty good one, and it came up, and Will told me, you gonna get the net? I was like, no, I'm good. And not realizing that being in Will's boat, which is not a bass boat, you're significantly higher off the water. And my attempt to reach and grab this monster smallmouth was futile with my arm length and the amount of space from the top of the boat to the water. And I reached twice, and he was in my hand, and I missed him, and he broke off and took off, and that was a solid 5-6 pound smallmouth. So it was a beauty, and Will definitely gave me a little bit of a grief for that, and rode me for the day about trying to be a little too KVD-ish there.
Yeah, and, that's expected from him.
Yeah, that didn't go over too well in my boat.
So that was definitely a funny day, funny part too. I actually think this is it right here on the video.
The bad part of the boat. I sent him to the back.
No, that actually isn't. That's
No,
one of the
it's not
smaller
the
ones.
We'll let it keep playing,
Yeah.
but I've seen him screw up a lot of times too, so don't let him fool you. So anyways, so we're gonna give away these Gadro baits, and there's swim baits here, drop shot baits. We got sticks here. How many sticks we got? 1, 2, 3, 4. So we got 4 bags of sticks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Some good colors too. Really
Yeah.
good colors.
Look what he's giving away, my perch. 7 bags of drop shot and
Wait, you know, Stephen, we're in the bait business, not the secret.
well, some things you need to keep secret, don't you?
Oh, well, yeah, I know. I mean, you know, for that tournament.
You do it for Rick Flarrell.
Rick, you mean Ryan?
I know, I did it on purpose.
I know.
He's going to be sending a message in again.
He already did. He already
Did he?
did. I got one right here.
What did he say?
No, he just joined us.
Oh, did he?
He's joining in now.
Oh,
Now that
okay.
you called him.
Now that I called him Rick?
He joined in, yeah.
Good old Ryan. Oh, wow.
We're getting questions.
Are we
Yeah, I
getting
was just
questions?
gonna say.
Yeah, let's check out some questions.
I was
Let
just
me
gonna say,
put this back over here and
John, yes, those were drop shot baits that I was showing earlier. The Spirit Shad. If you jump over to my website, you can get right directly to Good Joe that way, or you can head right to goodjoebaits.com and look them up. They're all on there. New website's great. It does a great job of showing the colors, and I mean, a lot of websites when you go to them, you can't really tell what the color is really like on the bait because you know the quality of the pixels and everything is not that great. And Gajo's website, I mean, those baits they look beautiful. You can actually see the true color of them. So
Yeah.
some great stuff on there if you look it up. So
Yep.
great stuff.
Slick Harris just commented and he says all Gajo baits need to be secret, Steve.
Good old Slick.
I agree.
He's using them in the tournaments, the Costas and the Bass Opens also.
Slick does?
Yeah, Slick uses them.
Yeah.
He's killing them also.
Yeah.
Lynn, okay, we got a question from Lynn Jervis. She wants to know how you guys feel about female anglers fishing in the tournaments and
That's a wicked question.
You know what? Let me jump in here first.
Okay, yeah.
because this has been a big question out there in the country, nationally.
Well,
the comments been coming up in magazines
Yeah.
and other websites.
yeah.
How are you guys feeling about girls?
Personally,
fishing?
myself,
Yeah.
I think it's great. You know what? I mean, because the fish are in the water. She's still the woman or whatever. She still has to catch it. She's still got to have skills, right? I mean, it's not 99% luck. So, and like I said, I have no problem with it. I mean, you look at Michelle Jalaba, look at Nicole Jacobs, that are in the FLW series and tour. They're doing awesome. They're doing great. There's a, I don't have it, but a lady that's going to be coming live on the show, or not live on the show, but she's going to be live via Skype, has a, it's a, geez, I can't think of, it's a ladies tournament. It's like the FLW or the Bassmasters, but it's only for women.
Yeah.
And she's going to be on, and she's going to be talking about it because I asked her to come on the show because I want to exploit the women because I think they need to be. So let me get off of this real quick here. Yeah, like there's one woman, and it's probably the woman that asked the question, what I feel about fishing. She's a good angler, but she needs to keep her mouth quiet. Because when she's on the... Have you fished with Lynn?
I have not fished with
You never
Lynn.
fished with Lynn?
Nope.
Good for you. Because I'm telling you, this woman does not knock, 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 knock. Never stop. She keeps you entertained, but she never stops talking. But she's good. She's Lynn's... I won that tournament last year with her.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, she's gonna kick your butt after that comment.
I'm sure
She
she
probably
is.
will,
I'm
so.
sure she is.
Yeah. But she's Lynn's and look at Lynn. She's going to Maine for the Fed team. You know.
Yeah, I mean,
so
I think the ladies' league was called the LBAA or LBA.
That's it.
Like
Yep,
that.
LBAA. That's
Something like that.
I can't get on right. Oh wait a minute, I probably can, but that's the name of the league, LBAA. And the two women that are running it are going to be on Skype on our show. So we're just waiting for them to start up a couple of their tournaments, and the weekend after the tournaments, they're going to have. The winners of the boater and the winner of the coiler, they're going to be on Skype with us, and we're going to be talking.
Well, I mean, they had a professional women's league before. I don't know if it was with Bass or FLW in the past, and I feel that they need to give them more coverage in that stuff.
Yeah.
Like they do with the Gulf Force Tour, the WNBAs, things like that, the women's leagues. I think the media out there needs to show that these women can fish. They're out there placing high in tournaments, winning tournaments. Their skills. I mean, I fished personally with some women that could really go up against some of these elite guys and show them how to fish.
Yeah.
And I mean, to me, I think it's great.
Yeah.
I agree too. I mean, the thing is that when it comes to fishing, I mean, the bass, they don't care what your gender is.
No, they don't. No, they don't look up and say, "Oh my God, it's a girl."
They really don't care. And quite honestly, I mean, with being a father with two daughters, I mean, I can't imagine having.
And if they want to fish, you got to support them.
I would definitely, and I can't imagine ever having the feeling of like that they wouldn't have any more of a chance or have the right for that chance more than more or equal to what I have. So.
Yeah.
Well, plus his daughters would, kick his butt anyway if he said anything.
My oldest always lets me know that she's always got a limit in every tournament she's ever fished, and makes fun of me for a few of the tournaments over the years where I was unable to bring in 5. So she likes to rub that in a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Lynn just commented and said, "Yeah, she talks a lot, but she catches more fish than you."
Oh, Lynn.
When I started fishing with Lynn a little bit here and there, when I first met her, she's in pink fishing too, okay? And it was her and Caroline in pink fishing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I started talking to Caroline, and then I discovered that they live really close, actually across the river from me. So I got a hold of them, and I met them out in the river. So anyways, I fished with them for a day, and then I started fishing with Lynn and her husband, husband I'm going to call him, a few times, and then she got on the back of the boat with me, and she goes, "So where are we going to go fishing for?" I said, "Well, smallmouth, we're going to go deep." She goes, "Well, I don't know how to drop shot." I said, "Well, guess what? You're going to start learning now." So ever since then, she loves drop shotting. So she needs somebody to teach her a little bit here and there. You know what I'm saying? So.
That's not what she's saying here, Stephen.
Yeah, ask her.
She said it the other way around. Somebody needs to give Stevie a few lessons.
No. I'm going to take the credit. I'm the one that taught her how to drop shot. And she does really good at it now. Yeah. But she needs to get rid of that 3/4 ounce weight.
Oh, I mean that, the boat anchor?
That boat anchor, yeah.
The boat anchor?
I'm trying to talk her into 1/4 ounce, 3/8, but she can't feel the bottom, she said. So
I saw too that we had a question, somebody asking about what drop shot hooks that we use on our baits.
I use I can't say their names. Gamakatsu.
Yep.
That's what I use. I don't know what you use.
I use the exact same thing. I use the
and I don't use the ones with the swivel, because I've tried them.
Yeah, do I.
And they broke off.
Yeah, the zero twists.
The zero twist with the.
Yeah, I don't like those.
No, I don't like them either.
No, I use just a 1/0 split shot drop shot hook by Gamakatsu.
Yep,
That's my go-to hook for just about all my drop shot.
And I'm my reels are all braid to fluorocarbon.
I'm a straight fluorocarbon guy. Yeah, I don't.
See, every time I go straight fluorocarbon, I get so much of a twist.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
My God, I always get a twist.
On calm days, I use straight fluorocarbon. But if the wind picks up, little chop, little breeze, I switch to the braid and fluorocarbon leader.
I mean, I've tried both. I don't ever have an issue with the fluorocarbon, so I've just always stuck with it. It's my confidence type setup.
Yeah, I mean,
so
everybody's set up
to.
differently and stuff, and like I said, I go braiding. I'm like, probably 5-6 foot, 6 foot liter of fluorocarbon.
Yeah.
The only reason I do it is because, like I said, I get so much twist with straight fluorocarbon. I don't know why. And I know I'm not putting it on the reel backwards. Yeah. So.
50
Here's a
pound
question.
rate.
You got another question?
Fishing in the St. Lawrence River with all the high current, fast current, what do you recommend fishing? What do you recommend checking first fishing this type of water?
It's a good question.
And what time of year?
Okay. Well, I mean, when possible, I would normally fish shallow. As the summer progresses, like when you're talking like late July and into August, when the fish have moved off of their shallow areas, I mean, I'm looking for deep water in the current, any type of rock piles I can find. If I can locate rock piles or any type of place where like there's an extreme like gradient change with underneath the water.
Yep.
If it rises, a lot of times they'll sit on the front of those rise. Sometimes on the back, but a lot of times there's always a fish on the front of any place where you've got a hump coming up. Those are my two key things that I'm always looking for, like depth change moving upward and rock piles. I mean, if I can find rock, there's usually fish somewhere around in those rocks. So those are, I mean, when it comes to the river, those are my two main things. I mean, as the year progresses and it gets really late in the year, I'll move back shallow again to like those, the shallow water shoal areas and places where there's scattered rock, just like you would fish, very early in the year, like opening day. I kind of move back to that shallow water stuff as the year kind of wraps up too, and so I mean that's kind of like my transition between June to October fishing.
What's the deepest you've drop shotted in?
Well, I mean, for the most part, I would say that the majority of my spots that I spend most of my time on are anywhere between like that 20 to 40 foot range. Yeah. Have I caught them deeper? Yeah, I mean, I've drop shotted out in 70 feet and caught bass, but I mean, the majority of my spots aren't that type of depth.
Yeah.
But I mean, I most certainly have caught fish in the 70 range. Just this past summer, I actually caught one. I think it was 72, something like that. And I thought at the time that may have been like one of the deepest ones that I've caught on the river before. So it's not a depth that I usually stay at, but sometimes you can. I mean, this was a rock that I saw in 72 feet of water, and I dropped down and kind of drifted over it and caught a, it was probably like 2 3/4, 3 pound smallie. Yeah. So they are out there. They're all over the place. So I would say that that's what I would focus on.
Got anything else over there, Will? He's scrolling. Want to try taking some phone calls?
Try to take some phone calls.
Let's see. All right. So, okay, guys, we're going to take some phone calls. So if you want, sorry, it's not toll free, but you call this number and we're going to take some phone calls if you guys got any questions for me or Brad or Will. So we'll keep up. What are you laughing at?
Oh, Slick wants to know where's Will Klute's secret spots on the St. Lawrence River. He's been after me ever since I placed in the top 10 this year to find out what my secret spots are.
Slick, where do you live? Where's Slick live?
Slick's from Pennsylvania.
Oh, he's not that far then.
Yeah.
So you tell him to make a little journey up for a weekend. We'll show him one spot.
One spot. There you go, Slick. One spot, buddy.
One spot. We'll show you one spot.
My spots are so secret, Slick. All you're going to need is one.
That's all
That's
you
right.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's good stuff.
Everybody wants to know.
What's your liquid? One guy wanted to know. He said he's seen a discount with your name with liquid Mayhem? What do they?
It's right up there on the screen on that side.
There you go.
It's
on the
B
screen.
period.
Well, I was gonna say too, if you guys just head to my personal website, which is just www.paradisfishing.com, Paradis, .com. If you go to my page on my sponsor page, I have all of my discount codes and everything connected right off of there. And if you click on the company's logo on that page, it'll bring you right to their website too, to their product pages. So I mean, that's an easy, quick way to jump to everything right there. So if you just scoot over to that page, you'll be all set for that. So.
Then if you scoot over to StephenEldridgeFishing.com, you'll find some other products
Yep,
on my
definitely.
site.
It's good to take advantage of. I mean, if you do have somebody who you know is on pro staff with a place that you do like their product, I mean, you might as well take advantage of their pro staff codes and get the discount.
That's what they give them for.
Yeah, I mean, you might as well take advantage, because I mean, a lot of guys will go out there and they're just buying the product and not realizing they can get anywhere between 15 to 25% off on some of these products with these guys that have these codes. So I mean, if you're going to get the product anyway, you might as well take advantage of it. So definitely take advantage of it.
Yeah.
Okay, we have a question. What's your favorite drop shot sinker? And do you use lead or do you use tungsten?
I use tungsten.
Good question. I use tungsten as well, and brand.
I'm going to take that back.
Okay, go ahead. Yep.
I use lead when I practice. And I use tungsten in a tournament.
That's smart.
Why? No, well, you know, tungsten's expensive.
It is very expensive.
So when you're out there practicing, I tend to lose a lot of drop shot weights.
Yep.
So I'd rather keep the good stuff for tournament time.
Yep. No,
So that's what I do. You know.
Well, I've noticed over the last couple of years that I mean, as you spend countless hours drop shotting, I know that I use a lot less weights than what I used to use, just because you kind of learn how to keep it out of the bottom in those crevices sometimes. I mean, you can't always keep it out, obviously. Sometimes it's going to get locked in there, and there's nothing you can do about it. But, I mean, I've learned over the years the feel of, like, when it's about to get stuck and it's starting to get logged in, to be able to lift up and get it out of there. So, I mean, like, for the most part, I'm not going through as many as I used to, you know. When
you use the pencil weights?
Yes, I like pencil weights.
Yeah, see, I use the teardrops.
Yeah, I like the pencil weights. I have tried teardrops, and I've tried the banana style by Voss.
Yeah.
Voss.
I never tried those.
I think that's how you pronounce the company, VOSS.
Yeah.
They make a banana style where the bait's actually, you know, curved like a banana, and
So
as much as
skim
I
across
know
the
guys
bottom.
don't like to even hear the word banana near their boat sometimes, like Will, but yeah, I mean, they make one, and I have no affiliation with them at all, but they make a drop shot weight that's bent in the C shape, and I've noticed that one hardly ever gets stuck, and actually does a pretty good job out in the river too. So I do use a few different kinds, but I mean, for the most part, that's kind of definitely the pencil style is my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I use both of them. I like the teardrop. I don't know. I have more luck with them.
Yeah.
You know, everything's in your head. You know, it just I don't know.
well, I do agree, and it's like I always say to guys. I mean,
You gotta go with
not everything.
how you feel.
Yeah, not everything that
Just
you
because
do
this
is gonna
guy's
work for
using this
everyone.
and that guy's using that doesn't mean you have to use it. You gotta go with how you fish. So
Yeah,
You
you're
gotta
very
fish
confident.
You gotta fish your strengths.
Yes,
that's right.
What you're comfortable fishing when it comes to drop shot. We got
Your
this
what?
one guy, we got this one guy commenting named Robert. Said something about the unsung hero in your video, the netting guy.
Oh, your dad
my
made it.
dad made it on. Yeah. He likes to pretend like he plays second fiddle in the boat, but a lot of days he's picking up the slack on those team tournaments. He's not a drop shotter, but he is killer with the tube. I'll tell you, more than he's much better with the tube than I am. The tube is not something that I enjoy throwing as much. And I mean, he just can catch fish all day long on that thing. And
I don't like throwing the tube either.
yeah, I'm not a tube guy.
That and the Carolina rig, you know why? It's because it's. I mean, when I need to throw it, I'll throw it.
Yeah.
But it's boring.
Yeah.
Boring.
Hey
Just
Tyler,
so
what's
boring
up?
for me. Oh.
Bunch of guys.
Tyler Robinson made it on.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good to see.
Awesome.
Good to see.
How do you feel?
Hey,
about,
Slick's on his way.
Yeah, he's on his way tonight.
Gonna have to wait for the river to unfreeze a little bit.
And Tyler's asking other than the St. Lawrence River, what is your favorite New York State lake fish?
That's a good question. Well, I mean, I guess if you're counting Lake Ontario tied in with the river, if you move me away from that, I mean, I would probably say Lake Champlain and Cranberry Lake in the Adirondacks is another one of my favorite places. It's not a big lake, and I mean, you can't really hold any gigantic tournament on it, but it's beautiful. It's got 4 and 5 pounds largemouth inside of it, as well as some big smallies. I mean, Champlain's amazing because it's one of those incredible bodies of water, just like the St. Lawrence River, where you can catch a 4 or 5 pound smallie and then turn the corner and catch a 4 or 5 pound largemouth inside of, the weeds next to it. So, I mean, I love Champlain too. That's a great place. Great place.
I like Cranberry.
I
really like Cranberry.
Yeah, Cranberry's great.
Black Lake's pretty good too.
I've gotten to like Black Lake more over the years.
Yeah, when we had that tournament out there last year, I was talking to you.
Yeah.
You said, "Oh my God, I don't want to go."
I used to hate Black Lake. It used to be one of my probably top 2 least favorite places to fish. But I'll tell you,
mine is Butternut or
Butterfield.
Butterfield. Oh,
Yeah, Butterfield's similar to Black Lake. It can be up and down, tough one day and then amazing the next. But I feel like I've gotten a lot more confident at Black Lake over the last couple of years, and actually look forward to fishing that way. A lot of it because it's just different than going out and smallmouth fishing in 30 foot of water. I like being able to fish weeds, shallow water, and so I definitely I've gotten to like that place a lot better, and it's a great fishery. You catch a ton of fish.
Yeah.
The frustrating part's just the 15-inch limit on the bass there. Because I mean, if they were 12-inch like the rest of the state, you'd be catching keeper fish all day.
Oh, yeah.
It wouldn't be as frustrating, but it's a good body of water for sure.
I mean, we're pretty fortunate to have. We'll say 3 Great Lakes, and the St. Lawrence so close to us.
We're incredibly
an
lucky.
hour away. You're in Champlain.
Yep.
An hour away, you're in maybe 45 minutes, 50 minutes. Cranberry.
Yep.
Black Lake. Well, from here, Black Lake. 30 minutes.
Yeah, about 45, 50 minutes.
St. Lawrence River. 30 seconds.
Well, what's great is that you can get to all of them in the day. Get there early and spend the whole day fishing and be back that night. And to have that within driving distance, the fisheries that we have.
Yep.
I mean, it's a reason to stay around here, and maybe stick it out in retirement and not move down south. I guess.
Yeah.
Even though these winters make you want to leave.
Yeah. They I work at the plant here, and they were taking transfers for Tennessee.
Yeah.
I put my name in, but I didn't get it. Oh, I know. Well, you would have cried if I would have left.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have cried happiness. Okay, another question. What do you guys think of raising the slot limit during the tournaments on the bass in the St. Lawrence River?
Slot limits.
Well, what is it? Measurement is I think in all the events it's a 12-inch limit, keeper limit.
Yeah.
And there's been questions roaming around there about raising the slot limit on these tournament waters to like 15 inches.
Oh, I haven't heard about that.
So that the what are they calling it? The population of fish is healthy.
Yeah, so you're not.
Healthy.
Yeah.
Not these smaller fish coming into the scales and stuff like that. They're being released and let go.
Well, I mean, I think they should keep it at 12. I mean, if you're in this area and you want to do catch and release, all you got to do is go to Champlain. You know, they have catch and release there. So
Well, the thing is that I would just say is that, I mean, there's not many tournaments on the St. Lawrence River that I've been in where guys aren't bringing in 5 fish that are all over 15 inches anyway. I mean, there's not many tournaments where there's little 12-inch squealers coming in. I mean, it's not really what you see. And honestly, I feel like, I mean, I know that like at Black Lake, they do that. It's 15 inches at Black Lake, and the problem that I just see with that is a lot of guys that that aren't catch and release guys. I mean, if you did raise it to 15 as a permanent rule, not just tournament time, but just permanently, I mean, you're basically forcing people that do keep fish to take the bigger ones out of the water, and I'm not a big fan of that myself. I mean,
well, I know.
We don't have the catch and release here, so I mean, they're growing. I mean, they're not getting disturbed. They're not,
Because some of the most successful fisheries that they had out there, what they did was they did a slot limit.
Yeah.
You couldn't keep anything under 15 inches, or keep anything over
over a
20
certain
inches
amount.
Yeah.
to keep your stock. That you can keep anything in between,
Yeah.
just not over that.
Yeah.
And I mean, those places seem to grow the population of fish. And trophy fish seem to explode there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But
I mean, it might be something that they have to look at in the future. I mean, I feel like right now there's not. I mean, the St. Lawrence River, I just feel is like just kind of hitting its stride with the amount of tournaments that are coming into it. It's not a body of water that had this many tournaments running on it as much as there has been the last few years. So, I mean, it might be something that they have to look into figuring out a way to keep the fish healthy. But, I mean, I will say that at least every tournament that I have ever been involved with, I mean, the directors and the anglers, for the most part, are doing their very best to keep those fish alive and getting them back in the water so that we can catch them again. And, I mean, as far as I know, the mortality rate is, I mean, they keep a lot of those fish alive. I mean, if not all of them. I mean, I know just being the tournament director for the Northern New York Bassmasters here locally for a few years, I mean, we'd go through a whole season and lose, 2 fish all year long. And we'd always make sure that those fish, were used by somebody who was going to actually use them up. So, I mean, we do our very best to keep those fish alive. I mean, all tournament guys, I mean, we want them again there for us for the next time. We do our best for sure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, they are getting more tournaments up this way now.
Yeah.
I mean, you got that. You got FLW tournaments up here. You got the elites that are coming every 2 years now. On the Canadian side, you got the Renegade, right?
Yeah.
You got the Thousand Island Open that's over on the Canadian side.
Kingston Open,
You got the Kingston Open.
Cash on Rods just started again now.
Yeah,
this next
they're
year.
up there. So we're getting.
That's another question that's going to be asked is, what do you feel about the fish limits in the tournaments? I know, like this year for FLW and the Bass Open, the pro angler that was in the tournament had to bring in 5 fish.
Yeah, and the Coes.
And the Coes had to bring in 3.
Yeah.
And I know every few years they do that. A few years ago it was 5 and 5.
Yeah.
And now there's talks. There's team events where it's just only 2 guys with 5 fish in a boat. And then now the new thing. I mean, it was tried years ago and it was successful, but people are like, they don't understand why it didn't take off. Was a pro-am team event.
Yeah.
It's the same format as FLW Bassmasters. It's 1 pro, 1 amateur every day, but you only bring in 5 fish as a team.
Yep.
So you guys fished as a team. 2 complete strangers fished as a team for only 5 fish. That's another thing that they're looking
now,
at.
If that's a 2 or 3 day tournament, you get paired up with another boater or co-angler, but you carry your weight from the day before.
Yeah, you both carry the same weight to the day before.
Yeah.
They're talking about some tournaments starting up that are going to be that way to implement, basically to, so the fish, not so many fish are brought to the scale.
Yep.
Guys are bringing 5.
You're looking at, I mean, some of these, the elites when they were here 4 years ago, Brandon Polnick, ran all the way to Lake Ontario, brought his bass all the way up here to Waddington. How far of a drive is that? 100 miles. And they're releasing them here. I mean, does that affect the bass? I don't know. I don't know. Somebody picked me up at my home and took me for a car ride and dropped me off out of nowhere. I don't know.
I mean, sometimes.
Do you think? What do you think they find their way back?
Well, I actually have a story about one that was really interesting. I mean, from everything that I've read, that they do within a certain amount of distance.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's 15, 20 miles, like I think you're kind of maxing out what they could do, and then if it's shorter than that or longer, I think it makes a big difference. I fished a tournament one time out of Waddington and on the St. Lawrence River, and we went to a point, and I was throwing a spinnerbait, and I caught a largemouth. It was like 4, if I remember correctly, it was like 4-1 something, and it had a big black, almost like looking like a mole, like underneath its gill plate on the left hand side. Strangest looking thing. Never seen anything like it on a fish before. I mean, the fish was extremely distinguishable. I mean, you knew it. I brought it to the scales that day, weighed in at the tournament, and the tournament was out of Waddington, ran to Ogdensburg, caught that fish there, ran him back, weighed him into Waddington. Well, 2 weeks later, I fished a tournament out of Ogdensburg, which, I mean, Ogdensburg to Waddington's like, I don't know, what, 16 miles, 17 miles, something like that. And we ran from that tournament back to that same point where I had caught that fish. Now, that fish was released 16 miles away from where I caught it. I went back to that point, threw back in there, and caught that same exact fish again. He came up to the boat. We saw the black dot. I was like, this is unbelievable. And I was like, I just caught this fish last week. Yeah. I weighed him on my scale on the boat. He weighed the same things the other fish weighed. So I knew it was him, not to mention just how he looked. So that was a day where I realized that some of them do move back to where they were. It was the only time where there was something so visible on the fish where I recognized the fish, and it was only a week later. Yeah. So, I mean, in 7 days, it moved its way back down. And I mean, I've read a few things about the smallmouth out in the Lake Ontario area moving around. A few of the studies that have been done on Lake Champlain and everything.
Well, a smallie's not a fish that likes to stay in one spot, anyways. Yeah. They move around. They could be here one day, the next day they're going to be gone too. Yeah.
So I mean, I definitely think that you do move. I mean, if you start moving huge quantities of fish, I mean, no, I don't think a lot of them head back to where they were. But I mean, they may stay. If they're not too far away, I'm assuming a lot of them do locate things that they're familiar with underneath the water and move their way back. Sure. So. Yeah.
Well, I mean, there were some biologists that did studies on Lake Ontario with tagged fish.
Yeah.
And some of those tagged fish, when they went and, they were checking different areas in the St. Lawrence, had found some of those tagged fish over here by Messina.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I mean, these fish were caught by Kingston. That's over 100 miles away.
Yeah. So they're moving.
Yeah. So so they're moving.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
You got any more questions? I'm surprised nobody called in.
Bucket list.
Bucket list. Oh.
Your bucket list of fishing destinations.
I got 2 big ones. Okeechobee and Kentucky River or Kentucky Lake.
I've always wanted to fish the St. John's, and I haven't made it there yet. I've went to a lot of lakes down south, just shooting around with my father to different bodies of water. I fished Kentucky Lake a few years back. I'd say St. John's is probably my number one right now that I really want to go to. During the spawn.
During the spawn.
Preferably.
Yeah.
Preferably.
Yeah. I just want to go to Okeechobee and catch one of those 10, 12 pounders.
Yeah.
Even a 14 pounder.
I want to go to Texas, go to Amistad.
They weren't asking you.
Oh, what do you mean you're always asking me? Go to Texas, to Amistad, and go to Guntersville. It's one of the lakes.
Guntersville too.
I didn't say Guntersville on my list only because I've already been there, and I will tell you that other than the St. Lawrence River, it's my favorite body of water. That place was absolutely amazing. Amazing. Just the amount of quality fish. I mean, 4 to 6 pound largemouth, to be able to catch that many of them in a day.
So, what's the reason you think they have so many fish there or bass there?
Well,
what's the limits there? I mean, what's the size limits? Are they 12-inch, 15-inch?
I mean, I don't know what their size
coming
limit
back to
was
that
for
question.
keeping. I mean, I didn't.
I don't know.
On Gunnersville, I don't know. I mean,
I'll have to
I
check
wasn't
into
keeping
that.
anything. I wasn't there for a tournament. I just went
Yeah.
down to fun fish and
Yeah.
and we caught fish. I mean, the grass on that lake. I mean, there's just grass everywhere. Not like when people say that, they're like, well, there's a lot of grass at Black Lake up here. Well, not the same type. I mean,
No.
it's not. I don't mean grass like choking the lake out grass. I mean just
Yeah.
like good, clean, green grass everywhere for those fish to live in. And there's just so much habitat on that lake, and the fish they're just awesome.
Yeah.
It was fun. It was fun. That was definitely my favorite place that I've been to. Good quality, bait
I
fish
guess
to
I'll
eat.
add that to my bucket list too.
Oh, it's great. Great body of
So I
water.
got 3.
Well, speaking of weeds, that's what leads us into our next question. What do you think of the spraying that they're going to be doing on places like, I mean, it's up because they got a petition going around right now for
Yeah, for Candlewood.
Candlewood Lake, and they did some.
Do they
lakes
do
in the
Kyoto?
south.
Do they spray that?
I don't know. I think they sprayed it, but I know they use the machines because
Oh, that's what I
during
was
the
thinking,
tournaments
yeah.
you watch them chopping
What's
them
your
up.
take? What's your take on the spraying versus machines? What do you guys prefer, and what do you think? You think it's going to make the fishing go belly up? It's going to ruin the fishing? What's the take on it?
I mean, personally, I would prefer them not to be spraying stuff in the water because as much as any of them may want to lead me to believe that it's totally safe and good and okay for the environment, I'm not a huge fan of these chemical sprays that they're putting in the lakes.
To me, chemicals are chemicals. So
Yeah.
I'd rather see them using the machines. No, I don't like to see them spraying, but
I mean, it's hard because, I mean, as fishermen, we like the weeds.
Yeah.
So, I mean, like,
Yeah.
we don't have a problem.
well, I
with
mean,
it.
you're gonna get so many weeds.
But I also understand that as a
Yeah.
homeowner along some of these bodies of water, it does get to the point where you can't even use the lake maybe for what you
Yeah.
want to use the lake for. So.
Yeah, and that's where it always comes back to the pleasure boaters and the fishermen.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
where the argument is.
Yeah.
But regardless of how many weeds you want and what you're going to do about that, I don't think chemical spray is the way to go, at least in my opinion. I mean, I just would prefer it not to be used.
Yeah.
Just wouldn't want anything to affect our fishery in any way like that.
What's your biggest highlight? Your biggest highlight in your fishing career so far, tournament wise. What was like your crowning moment for you in your biggest tournament?
That's an interesting question. I mean, I guess I would say, like, I mean, I guess I would say, I mean, this isn't probably like the best that I've ever done, but the tournament where like something happened that just meant a lot to me that I think about all the time was it was a New York State BASS tournament a couple years ago on Chautauqua Lake, and I had went down there to practice. I'd never been there before, and I heard a lot about it and heard that it was my style and shallow water docks, and the first time that we were there, I did really well, finished in the top 3 I think in the first time around. We went back again the following year, and when I got there, I mean, it was not the same lake. The fish were already done on the spawn. Everyone was talking about how the bite was horrendous. Guys were out there practicing for days and catching one fish over like 3-4 days in a row. I practiced for a couple of days and caught a couple of good-sized smallmouth, which is not what I was intending on focusing on, but looked for the largemouth and just couldn't find them. And come tournament day, I decided to kind of jump around to a couple spots that I had fished the last time, and I felt like it was just a tournament where I made a lot of right decisions by just kind of reading the water in front of me.
Yeah.
Like, I noticed a couple of things with the fish. I caught a fish. I kind of let it tell me where they were. They were out a little bit further than I thought they were. I started to kind of follow a line of weeds that I found, and like in a matter of a couple hours, I had upgraded like everything and knew that I had a bag that was probably going to finish in the top 2 for the tournament. And it was one of those days where I came in and weighed in and finished up there in the top 3. to be able to say that, you know what I mean, when things were really, really bad, I was able to figure out on the spot. It's just a tournament that I always remember, and it's one that I was just proud of when I got done. Like,
yeah, because you figure you finally, you accomplished something really good.
Yeah, I mean, it was a tournament that I won where the fish weren't easy, and they weren't where they were supposed to be, and I had to find them in the moment. Yep. And it was just one that I'll remember.
The skills that you had, you put it together, and it worked for you.
Yeah, it was a good tournament. So I remember that one. That's probably like my favorite one where something good's happened. I mean, of course, I've had first place finishes in tournaments, but I mean they're just not as memorable.
With your father,
lots in the Northern York Bassmasters team trail, but that's one that just is more memorable because it was just one that you had to do on the fly type of thing. So that we all do here and there, but for to do it with all your fish is a little different. Yeah. So that was a good day.
Got anything else over there, Will?
If people want to follow you, contact you, where's the best way to get a hold of you? Twitter? What is it?
I do a lot on Twitter and Instagram. On Twitter, my handle is @UpstateAngler. On Instagram, I'm Brad Paradis Fishing. Facebook, you can look me up, Brad Paradis. If you just, like I said, if you go to my website, www.bradparadisfishing.com, there's a connect with me page on there, where, who is Brad, I think is the name of the page or whatever. And it's got my links to all my social media stuff, my YouTube and National Pro Staff and all the different places where you can jump on and follow me through the year and kind of see what's going on and watch the baits at work and different things that I put up during the year for, some of the companies that help me out. And there's some good stuff, and if you just give me a follow, I'll usually try to follow you back and interact with as many people as I can, and hopefully make a connection that way. So
excuse me. So for the both of you, what's your tournament goals for the year?
What?
Beat him.
Why does everybody want to beat me up right away?
Well, I'm going to be fishing the FLW Costa this year. So, and they're pretty well, I call it our backyard, Thousand Islands, Lake Champlain. Fished them quite a bit, so I'm hoping I do well enough. I'd be first year with the Costa, I'd be happy with top 20s, I'm hoping. I took a lot of vacation time to practice, so.
Top 20s? I thought like top 3.
I said I would be happy with top 20, but top 5, top 3.
Top 3.
We finish it. Yeah, but I'm sitting beside another angler, and I got one in front of me that I know that are really good. So, and I think I don't know. Did Slick fish that?
Yeah, Slick says he's fishing it.
So there's another one, and we got Chris Flint. It's also on the pro staff team, which another great angler. So I mean, there's a lot of So I'm like I'll be happy with the top 20.
Yeah, I mean, there's a ton of good anglers out there. So I mean, I don't think you can go in saying I'm gonna get this and I'm gonna get that, but no. I mean, I'm going in to win, and I'm gonna make a push the best that I can, and I mean, we'll see what happens. Yeah. I mean, goal wise, I'd like to win every tournament that I fish. So I mean, it's hard for me to put a number on something other than the fact that I'm gonna look at each event as a separate piece and try to just do the best that I can in that one event at a time. I'm not looking ahead at the Potomac or the St. Lawrence River. I'm looking at Lake Champlain first and trying to do the best that I can there, and I'll worry about the other tournaments next. But focusing on getting as high as I can every event and just doing the best that I can and trying to make sure that my co-angler's on fish too, because there's nothing better than going in and having you and your co kicking butt for the day. I mean, that's the best. That's the
that's
best.
another whole different topic. That co-angler boater thing to be on a whole nother show because man, there's a lot of, I don't want to say arguments, but there's a lot of questions, and I personally, if I got a co-angler, I'm trying to get them on fish too. You know, the man or the girl, they paid their entry fee, they deserve it. So,
well, I mean, the question came up.
Well, I'll, for instance, I'm going to take that back. Like you and I talked about 2 weeks ago when I was on Champlain, did the BFL. My co-angler was sitting on the back, drop shotting with me, you know, and I'm using right here, you know, the purge color. And I looked back at him. I said, "What's, you know, he hasn't caught a fish yet." He goes, "What's the matter?" I said, "What's the matter?" He goes, "I don't know. I'm just not catching them." And I was catching them left and right. So I reached down, threw him, you know, a handful of those. Like I was telling Will 2 weeks ago, weighed in, and he outweighed me 5 pounds. You know, you know, I don't know if it was the bait for sure, but no, I'm not going to let the guy sit back there and not have any, you know, have any fun or not catch any fish. So it, I don't know. It's.
No, I agree.
I'm
I
in,
mean,
you know, the same
Well,
situation.
I fished some of the Elite Series, you know, as a co-angler when they allowed co-anglers in there.
Yeah.
And the last year they were having it, and the Elite Series with the co-anglers, we fished the Champlain tournament and the United Lake tournament, and you know, the grandfather of Bass, the original owner, Ray Scott, was there, and he was going along the line talking to everybody, and you know, I came right out and I asked him the question about it. I said, "Well, what's your thoughts on it? They're taking the co-anglers, you know, out of the Elite Series. It's like, you know, some people are saying, oh, the pros are complaining it's taking their fish. Some people are saying it's, you know, the money-wise, this guy's paying $50,000 entry fees. You're only paying $5,000 entry fees." And I think he said it best when he said, he turned around and he looked at me and all the guys, and I mean, the Elites where everybody was looking, because I came around and asked the question. And he said, the bottom line, he goes, regardless of what they do, he goes, it's a tournament.
Yeah.
He goes, you're both fishing for fish.
Yeah.
And he goes, it's a tournament.
Yeah.
He goes, and as long as they keep it that way, it'll be successful.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He goes, because he honestly said himself that he feels that you have to have the co-anglers in there. I mean, yeah, sure, the co-anglers don't have, the Elites, you know, the bigger guys, they are dishing out more money.
Yeah.
Or their sponsors are dishing out more money for them to fish and sponsors and stuff like that. But, you know, those Elites aren't going to be in it forever.
Yeah.
Who's going to replace them?
Yeah.
That co-angler sitting in the back of the boat trying to get to where he's at.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's basically how he set up the format of Bass when they started having the Pro-Am tournaments. He was trying to build it up, grassroots, and make it big.
well, the thing is,
You know,
we've all been there. I mean, we've all fished as a co-angler. Not everyone, but many of us. I mean, definitely. I mean, I would never want to go out in the water and have some guy think that I didn't treat him the right way so that he couldn't even fish out of the back of the boat.
Well, and another thing is too is a lot of these guys that fish in the BFL or the Costa as a co-angler or whatever. A lot of these guys actually own boats, but they want to go in as a co-angler because they're there to learn. A lot of guys jump in as a co-angler to try to learn off the boaters.
Yeah.
And when a boater turns around and does some foolish things to them, the poor guy's not learning anything either. So, you know. But like I said, that's a whole different topic. I mean, we can go on hours and hours on that, but maybe one of these nights we'll have a little discussion about that.
Yep.
So next week's show.
Next week's show. Well, I don't know. I got. Let me see here. I got Michelle Jalaba. I got Nicole Jacobs. I got Jamie Hartman from the Elites that's going to be joining us. I got Jamie Anton that's going to be coming on. I got Ben Wu from Montreal, Canada. That's going to be talking about the B1. And that is what the Canadian. What is that? Well, Canadian. Is that the championship? Canadian.
Yeah, the Berkeley B1.
Berkeley B1 Canadian Championship, and Canadian that's not just for Canadians; it's for Americans and Canadians.
Yeah,
so,
anyone can join.
Yeah, and you can win a free bass boat and a lot of other prizes. So Ben's going to be on here pretty soon too. So we got some other guests coming, And I'm working on a couple other ones. So.
Well, they actually started a tour this year for the Berkeley B1. The Berkeley
Yeah,
B1 tour.
they're doing 3 tournaments this year,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Saw that.
Yeah.
They're trying to expand, get it going.
Yeah.
That's another question for another show that we got to bring up in the future is the future of bass tournaments. Is there too many in the area? Is there not enough?
Yeah.
Better ones being run by other ones. This.
Yeah. Yeah.
There'll be a lot of questions again.
Yeah.
You know about the future of bass fishing tournaments, how they should be run, and things like that.
Yeah. Oh yeah, we'll definitely get into some of that stuff. So.
Cool.
So anyways, I'm gonna. What time is it? 9:32. Been an hour and a half. How time flies by when you're having fun, right?
I'm surprised people are still here with The Walking Dead going on.
Yeah. Yeah. No kidding. So. Okay. Well, anyways, what I wanted to do is, like I said, let me show you some of these giveaways. Don't forget, you have to comment on the live video. My shoes have been worn a few times, so. But anyways, these are the Zico shoes. As you can tell, they drain through the bottom. So if you're looking for a good pair of shoes, they're only 5.8 ounces. And you need to comment on the live video feed, and we're going to give a pair away. So the winner, I need to get your information off from you once I determine who wins. And we're going to send it into Zico, and you're going to be able to pick any color that you want. I believe right now Zico has 9 different colored pairs of shoes, and they're coming out with 4 new colors here in the next month. So anyways, that's the Zicos. Another one I got here is Bassanova Baits, and let me just make sure I get this stuff correct here. He sent me in some of his baits. One is the Earth Shaker. It's called Blad's Jigs. And he also sent me the swim blades. And he also sent me a buzz bait. So here's one of his buzz baits. They come in 4 different colors, 4 different sizes, and it's pretty sturdy. I was pretty impressed by it. And then here's his swim. Like the swim bait. These guys can see it. Sorry about the camera, it's not the best camera, but
Chatterbait.
and then here's his other one. It's got more of a, almost like a football style head on it. So we're gonna give these away too. And if you get a chance, stop over to his Facebook page. He's got a website too. It's Bassanova Baits. So stop over, give him a like and a share, and we're gonna give that stuff away too. And you can take care of this side, Brad.
Okay.
So what do we got from Gadjo?
We got all kinds of good stuff from Gadjo. We got some of the spirit shads right here, the perch color that Steve was talking about earlier. That's killer up at Lake Champlain. Yeah, we'll keep that on the down low until after the event's done. Also has some of the sticks too, which always, I mean, these are just killer anywhere. Really good stuff. Nice salt impregnated for you, and have some of the swim baits as well, which will be up on the website pretty soon, I do believe. So good stuff. So we got it looks like 1, 2, and we got some black sticks. 1, 2, 3. Looks like we got a good solid, 3 packs of 4 packs of sticks. Some of the spirit shad, multiple different colors. Definitely good stuff. That right there is a staple out in the river too. So
I want to make sure I don't do
color.
this. No. Hold on. No, jeez. It sucks when you got to do this by yourself,
I've also
where
got a
was I?
package of baits too. That
Yeah, remember we set up your picture, and I don't know
Yep.
where it went to.
Well, for anybody who was on here, I did throw it in on this event page, and also through a couple of my social media things. So,
3?
got a couple of things put together from a few of my sponsors, as well as a couple of places that just have some baits that that I enjoy and use too, that I kind of put together. So we'll get those out to somebody too. Like I said, I'm going to choose somebody after tonight.
Yeah.
Go home, cycle through. I mean, it's hard to constantly watch the comments and talk with all you guys. So
you want to show that jig off? Real quick?
Yeah. I've got a Bayou Bug jig here. This is the Big Easy flipping jig. This is bluegrass color and just incredible jig. Really, really great color selection he offers. That's the great one of the great things I really like about Bayou Bug jigs is just the color selection, to be able to match any type of forage that you're looking for in any body of water. I mean, he's got so many color options available, and like I said,
will he do custom colors?
Yep,
for you
he'll do custom colors as well, and he just does an amazing job. I actually sent him a couple pictures of some gobies for some custom goby jigs, and he sent me back a few of his designs that he was thinking about. And I mean, the guy is he's an artist when it comes to matching the bait. So definitely worth a shot if you're looking for some jigs.
Yeah.
So it's always good to get the jigs, because we know that gives you a big bite in a lot of body of water. So
Good. Okay, so after we shut down here, I got that picture, but I don't know why it's not coming up. So that picture of everything that Brad's going to be giving away, I'm going to post it up so you guys can see what he wants to give away. So we're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4 winners, looks like. 4. What's that?
By 4.
No, I don't think that's it. Nope. I don't know what happened to the picture.
Well,
there
regardless, we'll
someplace.
get it out. We'll get it out to somebody.
Yeah, we'll get it out.
Yep.
We'll post it up and stuff. So, is there any more questions, Will, before we go? That's pretty well it.
That's it.
That's
Perfect.
it. Good. So, anyways, guys, thanks for stopping in and watching episode number 2. Sorry, it's took too long. It's an hour and a half here, and well, it seems like that every time we get farther into more episodes, it gets longer, because we're we got more questions and everything, and which I like. I mean, I'll stay up to 10:30 if you want.
Yeah.
So next weekend. Next Sunday, I can't remember who I have.
Well, it'll be posted up on the Bass Release site.
Yeah, we're gonna have it posted up. I can't remember who it is now. See, I was supposed to have all this stuff in front of me, but I don't. And of course, our control man didn't show up tonight.
Yeah, he had a family function to do.
Is that what he did?
Yeah.
And Will's fingers are too big to push buttons, so.
Will doesn't know how to push buttons.
Yeah. So. All right, man. Well, thanks for stopping in,
Appreciate it.
and hopefully we'll have you back again.
Definitely.
Yeah, and
Sounds good.
maybe one night we'll have a Gadget Pro staff thing here too.
We'll do it.
Sounds good.
We're gonna start posting more videos.
Yeah. You know what? Duke, watch us for a lot. There's gonna be tons of videos this year. Duke also fishes the Costa, and he'll be up here too.
Yeah.
Need to get him on.
Oh yeah, we're gonna get everybody on.
Yeah, so not just from Gajo, but everybody else. So
Perfect.
Slick said he'll be here.
Nice.
Slick
He's
can
ready,
stop
bud.
in.
Slick, as
Nice.
soon as you're ready, buddy, we're ready for you.
Yeah, we got the couch trade over there too if he needs to fall asleep.
Yeah, we got
you
a
know.
couch for you to sleep on there, Slick.
Yeah, so he's all set. Yeah, it's gonna be a long drive. So, all right, folks. Well, thanks for stopping in again, and watch us next week. Hopefully, everything will be a little bit smoother. I'm hoping.
Tech-wise.
What's that?
Tech-wise.
Tech-wise, yes, tech-wise. So, anyways, thanks for stopping in, and we'll see you guys next Sunday. And until then, tight lines.